Hey, Liberia is on the rising, and it's good to be back again. Good afternoon, wherever you are catching us from, listening and watching as well. We want to welcome you to the first and fresh edition of this week. It always promises to be great on State of the Nation. Good afternoon. The team is here to bring you happenings from across the country. And we are here to inform you, educate, and entertain as well. So Liberia is on a rising. Good afternoon once more. I am Magdalene Saah, along with a great team, and we're going to take you through up to 5 o'clock. This show is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia, EcoBank Liberia. And Orange, you have made sure my credit not feeling for my phone. Wallahi be like. All right, EcoBank Liberia and Orange Liberia. So today we're going to speak with our correspondents. They are all, Chief Chris likes me to say editors, right? We're going to speak with our editors from across the country. That's one of the most interesting part I really like to speak with our editors from across the country. Because we sit in town, we don't actually know, some of us don't know what's actually happening across the country. And you need to speak with them. They bring the county closer to you. They bring the county to you. And you know, in Bone County, there are only 94 police officers and one pickup that was donated by ArcelorMittal and two motorbikes. Are you aware of that? Are you also aware there was a collection of urines in Bumi County, a school collecting urine from the students, and it is alleged that the school is asking the children to urinate in a gallon, and they have someone who takes it and put it in gallons, and the pickup come and take it and labra number. The pick up comes and takes the 5 gallons, 5 containers, right? Take it to how you call the place, to clean. And the parents have been so much afraid. They don't know what's happening. And then our editors on ground are getting information, or they are being informed that the collection of the urines, or the urines, let me say, because there are different people urinating over there. So is they is actually they are hearing that is intended for agricultural purposes, like fertilizer. So, well, these are all things that are happening across, and also in the same Bumi, there is increase of teenage pregnancy. What's actually going on? And in River says, oh my God, the electricity, the thing. I mean, I'm not saying the people in River says they didn't get blood, but even in Monserrado, electricity is a serious challenge. The place where we have the capital city that hosts the executive mansion, that hosts the Capitol building, where you have all of these rigmaroles, all of these situations, that I think we can handle these situations. So we're going to also have Ambassador Rufus Nuville. Anthony Rufus D. Nuville. He is the SG of the concerned former elected and served legislators. So the concerned former elected served legislators have met and decided to establish a special mediatorial committee with the sole objective of intervening in the constitutional and political impasse at the House of Representatives. And yes, we're going to take it online for maybe less than 10 minutes to also give us happiness. Then we'll go to the USA and speak with our senior diplomat, Gabriel Williams. There was appointments. There were appointments made over the weekend. Appointments of ambassadors to some other countries, including the U.S., France, and yes. So we're going to get listen to him. Maybe he has something to say. He got some suggestions, recommendations, and yes, so we're going to have him to online. And yes, so we are also expected to host T. Wanoke, who's also in the U.S., and he is executive director of Foundation for Human Rights Defense, FORD for short. So that's our lineup for today. So we're trying to now to connect to see whether we can establish contacts. We need to talk. We really need to find out what's actually happening. We received information this morning that the John Chambers was vandalized, allegedly vandalized. And at the same time, we also getting information that it is under construction. Y'all, please don't confuse us in the country yet. Too many things are really confusing us. The electricity want a car and how it is stable. Eh? You're driving in town. That's why I feel so weak, so tired at times to drive. Because you're not even be expecting a pothole. You just jump into it, especially on this whole the road that leads to 72nd. That place is so terrible, and we all drive there so comfortably. And I don't know, without even the last time I was driving somewhere or reach certain area, I saw this the pickup belonging to the Ministry of Public Works. They went in there, my other all were in the hole together. We came up, and I said, look, just look at this pickup. Eh? And when they pick up when your tires spoil, I mean, you know where I can go to get it, to get it fixed. It's on us. Eh? It's on us. So, well, I mean, we got a lot of things that are already stressing us. So let's try to put ourselves together and see how best we can move forward. Let's start doing things that you drive alone. No good. That was you see, someone. My God, it's funny, but it's so serious. You want to bring a good car in the country, yeah? No good road, eh? Then the former minister, I don't know, mistakenly just brought that $96,000 or got that $96,000 vehicle here. Because I'll be thinking, where exactly you gonna drive that car? Exactly. Eh? Let my little one here. Then there was a guy in the country that wants for my look, President Bwaka. President Bwaka, this has been your message from 2017. Roads, because it's number one priority of a country. Because when you got roads, connectivity, good roads, definitely you will have developments all over the area. Things are going to change People can live anywhere they want to live. Eh? But just to drive in the little area, the small area here, you're tired. There one time I was going somewhere. I was rushing going for a meeting, and then the speed bomber. I know where the house they wanted to be in the middle of the road. It's so big, my people. I went over that speed breaker. You can't call it breaker. I'm looking for another name for it. Honestly, you can't do breaker like that. It's so built up Jedi foundation. Jedi when you building upstairs foundation. Let's be frank here, man. You can't that I went over here, and when I came down my horn started to give me problem. It started giving me different sound. And then again, I went and I went and drove over another speed breaker or went into another wall and it fixed because I was thinking how to carry to the mechanic shop so the guys can fix it because all I need I can work on my car and say I'm too scared. And I just something small, I called them. I just stopped one time. I called them and said, no, please, I'm getting unusual sound. So I was actually thinking how to go back and tell them, say, oh, my Honda sounding good, it's sounding good because the guys here, the security guys here at the gate, when the horn was not sounding good, they said, Magdalene, they horn not represent you. They say the horn not represent you. Please, and you change your horn, the next time when you come here, will I open the gate for you? So I tell you to be laughing at it. Hey, how much for a horn? Actually, it's actually $10 or $15. But I didn't, I mean, I already care. So, but I went and changed the horn. I changed the horn. It was something going on. I keep all of them started clapping for me. They were clapping. They say, yes, the horn is very good. They represent you. Eh? And find your gear and touch over your horn sounding some kind of way. So I went and changed it. I took my $10. I took my $10 and changed that horn. After 2 days, I went and roll over the speed breaker and it changed the whole sign again. My people, you don't get people pressure in the country here. You can build speed breaker on the road, that also baby. I think it happened last week or 2 weeks ago. And I didn't bother to fix my home. I just left it like that. And until I went in another pothole and then it fixed on its own. But to be frank, then one time I think it was in 2022, I made accident because they on a bike. I was sitting on a bike. I came from working. I was running up to my family place to to find out because I was trying to call and no way. So I said, okay, let me rush there quick. Got in the bike. I seen the guy went over the speed breaker with that speed. We went up when we came. I was looking just like wash show. That guy almost broke my legs. Yes, my one leg. And then I went up, came down, my knees were all so. The trousers even are on me because I just came from work. My people, that my soul, the soul was all on my knees, and I felt so much pain. It was so terrible. Even my former bestie, they were called it to me, said, don't ride back again. But I said, well, what you want me to do? I mean, even though I've made accident and not my first time making accident or using motorbike, but I mean, there are some areas you go, you would just have to use motorbike, especially when who in the field. Some areas car will not go, and at the time I never had a vehicle. I was using the office car most often. So that's it. And we want the speed breaker. The speed breaker is actually, it already defines itself. It's there to limit the speed at certain areas. But when you're building they're not because you're building in the middle of the road. You gotta do it so we all will not be affected. If I never had control, a steering control, I could have, just went off because it was sitting so high. You're not even expecting. I thought somebody just went. I thought I even missed the road. So that is it. We already going through a lot in this country. You stop confusing us. Why the place was vandalized? whether it's under construction. We need to know. I was trying to place a call to Madam Priscilla Cooper. I heard that, I learned she is the chair on mobilization. I don't know what that has to do with um, what that has to do with the renovation of the joint chambers. But we'll see. Well, from now to the time I'm looking at, I will try to see whether we can be able to get the proper information. I was just talking with a colleague who covers the legislature. I told him most of our people who are involved with whatever that is going on, they are losing votes for 2029. They are actually losing votes, and the people are ganging up behind them. Yes, the people are ganging up behind them. The people are feeling very disenchanted about whatever that is going on at the legislature, at the lower house. Let me put it that way, at the lower house. Your people are getting so sick and tired of whatever that is going on. But you think you want your rights. Oh yes, it's my right, it's your right, in whatever. I'm not here to push for anybody. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm on the side of Liberia. That's my biggest party. My father worked with the government, with Joseph Boakai, the former vice president, and I did not sign up. I did not attend one youth meeting. It doesn't mean you who can attend youth meeting or go for your party. You join a party or you're part of a party means you don't know what you are doing. That's a constitutional right. I decided to be by myself. I decided to be by my own, to be on my side. And my side is Liberia. Even your side is Liberia, but you decided to join a political party. So I was actually telling this guy, I said, most of these people, they are losing votes. The people are getting up against them. And what, mark my words, what's happening here and now is going to affect you 2029. The people will not forget. So you better try and resolve your problems. Please try and resolve their problems. Since I think I don't know whether the president has received or what's actually going to happen. There's going time on the 8th of November. The draft budget 2025 should have been submitted. But unfortunately, who does the executive presents this draft budget to? So a communication was sent to the chief clerk asking for legal advice. So that's where we are now. That's where we are, and we are still looking up to see what's actually going to happen. What's actually going to happen? Is it going to affect our people? Our people, I mean, when I say our people, I know you're in Maserado, or we who are in Maserado, we are very, very much important. But I always like to think about the people who don't even have access to roads. The people who don't even have access to quality health care. I have a very good friend who I've never met before, but we talk most of the time on the line. He's in JFK. And when I see messages coming from JFK, oh my God, it's so pathetic. And you don't even know what next will happen because the services are poor. So think about a healthcare, a JFK here in Maserado. You have to go and you have to get outside to buy drugs. They will prescribe it in your family member. That's why when you go over there, you just see the place so packed. It almost like maybe red light, because people just sit over there. Family members are just there to receive the next call to say, okay, you have to go and get drugs. We don't have this here. We don't have that one here. You don't have this one here. So think about the people in Sino. Think about the people in Grand Crew. Think about the people in Lofa. Think about the people in Grand Jide. Those far hard to reach areas. I received information from our correspondent, our editor from Maryland, and he said, "Oh yeah, the roads, they are improving." And we'll talk to him. You listen to him. It is because sun has started shining. All right, so we will have to end this soon. When we come back, we'll go strictly to our editors. We'll speak with Ambassador Rufus Nobel. We will go to Gabriel Williams, and we'll also speak with T. Wodoke. So that's our lineup for today. And it always promises to be great on State of the Nation. And we'll have a time where you can call. You are very important, and that's why we always want to give you the opportunity to call. We always want to give you the time so you can express yourself. Ambassador Rufus, I have to take our editors, I know, not editors, but our commercial. Yes, I know the thing really burning on your heart. The last time again you were contesting, you said you were the chairperson on so some of that integrated group he put together quick. He said the people should sign not performance bond, but commitment bond. If you go to the house, just to paraphrase what he meant, if you go to the house and you don't do what you are supposed to do, you will be impeached. And yes, he was even the one who brought about that. So you were also asking, other lawmakers to sign up to the, but he did that. I mean, those who were running, contesting. Yes, those who were contesting. So we'll place a call to you, Chief. Yeah, we'll place a call to you. We're now running out of credit. We'll call you. Yes, we'll call you. But we have to take our sponsor, Orange Liberia. My Orange family, how you doing? The last time I went to Orange, I got water free. They gave me enough water. You all know exactly where I got the water from. But thanks to the guys for giving me water. And I used that water for so long. But Orange Liberia is Liberia's #1 GSM company. And I feel so glad being one of Orange presenters, because I work with Orange before. Yes, and I proudly say that Orange is the best GSM company in Liberia. And you know what amazes me most is that their corporate social responsibility, because I was almost like, I can't tell you everything, right? But I used to follow up activities. We went out in the fields to donate to orphanage homes. We went around and not to, because that actually I that's something that I really admired. And you have to go to the kids and give them, especially during Christmas, and the reaction for them. So I'm not saying that Orange, the kind of work they're doing here, but that part where they had to go and distribute to the orphanage home, like, giving back, where other companies in Liberia don't do. Well, these people are very careful when it comes to giving back to the society that they have come to serve. Orange Liberia, yeah.
I just say look, you get Orange Money. Experience our quality financial services. Sending money from Orange Money to Orange Money that are free, including all the transactions you do Orange Money. They're not taking one cent from there. That only when you go withdraw your money, they will take 1%. I tell you, right, say Orange Money that all so much enjoy it. Orange Money. I just said, let you get it. Orange Money. Experience our quality financial services. Sending money from Orange Money to Orange Money that are free, including all the transactions you do on Orange Money. They're not taking 1 cent from them. Now, you know when you go withdraw your money, they will take 1%. I tell you, I say, Orange Money that who say, so we must enjoy it. Sending money from person to person that Orange Money make it for free. Money from person to person that free. Orange Money make it for free. Question to question, feet to feet. Orange Money says free of charge. You want to send money to your friends, loved ones, using Orange Money, there's no fees attached. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, killer way to keep up. Go ask this to keep, I'm all Money child. Yeah, I'm saying, I'm all Orange Money, make it for your child. You know, you want to live back, you want to live back. Oh, dear God. What's the name? Oh, dear God. What's the name? Dear God. Orange Money, love you. Oh, dear God. You send your money to your friends. Oh, dear God. You feel my girl, how much you want to. Oh, dear God. Oh, la, la, oh, la, la,
Talo, what happened to you so?
Actually, I need to pay McDonald's school fee first thing tomorrow morning. And today is Sunday. I feel I get worsen.
Because there are no problem there at all. It's possible you can still pay it tomorrow.
No, that thing, but you're not level. I'm not joking. If you can't help me, tell me alone.
Yeah, I can help you. Oh. Let me ask you, have you heard about EcoBank Money Emergency Number?
You say what? Just leave me alone. I'm telling you, I need to pay my money tomorrow morning first thing. And then they'll open way and o'clock. They can't help me.
Or you're not even going to the bank, Tano. All you have to do is to dial *326# and request for 50% of your salary. You will pay EcoBank back within 30 days, and the interest are only 3%. The money will be sent to your account in a minute, and you can use your ATM card to withdraw it from any EcoBank ATM.
Dalame, you mean I'll get a CD?
Oh yes, instantly. I mean, in a minute. But to you, EcoBank that baby.
I say so.
Oh, I beg you, yeah. EcoBank can make things happen sharp. For any money emergency, just dial *326# to help yourself out.
EcoBank, the Pan African Bank.
Okay, so yes, we want to welcome you back, and we're trying to establish contact with Ambassador Rufus Nubel. Chief, if you're around, please try to pick up your call. If not, to go now to our editors from across the country. They are just awaiting us. And let me try again and see whether I can get Anthony Rufus Nubel. It's been a long time. Can I say welcome back? Welcome back to your country.
Hello, my sister. Thanks for having me, man. It's always good to be home.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so quickly, just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your press release, not for me to just go into it.
Well, it's not a personal release for me. It's a literature derived from a group of concerned lawmakers.
Yeah, so you represent them, Chief.
former lawmakers, and I'm the secretary for the group that was established with the sole objective of intervening constructively in the ongoing constitutional and political impasse at the legislature. Being former lawmakers and veterans of that institution, we understand some of the intricacies and the intuitive involved in most of the disputes and claims and counterclaims that you see going around. So, given our own expertise and the number of years we've served, we came together under the chairmanship of Professor Edwin Chua, former lawmaker of Ball County, to see how we can talk to our colleagues to resolve the dispute.
Do you think it's possible as former legislators to intervene and get fruitful results?
Well,
I'm afraid it may not fall on a fertile soil.
There is a saying that only the shark can tell you what is going on under the water. Only the whale can tell you what is going on.
So tell us what's actually going on under the water, because we have no idea on it.
Having gone through the institution, and we have a comprehensive understanding of the workings of the legislature.
Mm-hmm.
We know why sometimes lawmakers are dissatisfied, and we know why they are satisfied. We know some of the in-house discussion. We know what goes on in executive session where the media has no access. We know some of the grievances that lawmakers can have. So, we want to take our expertise to the debate. We have no interest as to who's the speaker or deputy speaker or whatever you may term it. Our only interest is the peace and security of the country, the stability of the country. I've been out of government for like 7 years or more now since I left government. I'm in the private sector. As a lawyer, I enjoy living my private life. But once
you were just contesting the last election.
Yes, once there's instability in the country, we'll all be affected. There will be no media, there will be no Magdalene interviewing me about the legislature, there will be no court opening, there will be no businesses. So we don't interfere into political activities, but when it reaches a point where there is an inclination or proclivity or the propensity for crisis, then we all will have to come in to make sure that we resolve whatsoever dispute is there, just in the interest of the country. We don't have any specific concern about leadership in the House or even the executive or the Supreme Court. Our concern is the peace and stability of the country. That's why we are going to talk to our colleagues.
So where are you guys currently? When the concern former elected and served legislators, where are you currently? Are you at the beginning stage of the of this whole matter of the negotiation, or you're in the middle?
We actually, this is an initiation, so we are at the beginning, but not just the beginning, like just beginning to understand. And we have a full understanding. We follow the debate from the beginning all the way to where it is now. We have spoken to some people in the offices of the lawmakers in Block A and the lawmakers in Block B, and hopefully tomorrow or latest Wednesday we'll start to engage all the lawmakers, and then we'll have a press conference to tell the Liberian people where we are. But we understand the language. We have a comprehensive understanding of the legislative language, which most of you in the media do not understand. Not that you don't understand parliamentary procedure, but I'm talking about some of the discussion in secret session and in executive session. We know why some lawmakers have grievances, and we know why some of them in Block A and some in Block B. Now, mind you, Professor Chua and I were all members of the legislature during the time of Edwin Snow, a remover. We were also there during the time of Ellis Tyler. I was there during the time of George Dwyer when he was suspended and subsequently removed. So we have been in all of these crisis situations. We're taking our experience and our expertise to the table, not just education. We're taking our experience. I underline the word experience. We are taking our experience to the table. We'll talk to Representative Fonati Kofa, Speaker Fonati Kofa. We'll talk to Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala. We'll talk to the leader of the bloc in the how you call it, in the conference hall there. We'll also talk to people from all sides. We intend to meet the leadership of the Liberian Senate and other stakeholders in legislative politics. We also understand that there's an ECOWAS committee coming. We'll be pleased to meet with our committee and to meet with all relevant stakeholders, including the president of Liberia, to see how we can sit on the table and resolve this issue. This issue can be resolved. Liberia must come first.
Yeah, so I think the issue of meeting the Senate is very important, but you should be focusing on the 43 lawmakers who are in quotation 43 majority bloc.
We have a bicameral legislature, meaning we have two houses, like you know. So no one house can pass law. So anything that is affecting one house will affect the other house. So you cannot say the senators should not be concerned. The Senate should be concerned because
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you should be you should be engaging
obviously,
these
Magdalene,
43
obviously,
lawmakers who, yeah,
95 to 98% engaged with the lawmakers, not the 43 lawmakers on one side, but all of the lawmakers on all of the sides. Or somebody just gave us the directorate for the lawmakers, meaning their names and their contact numbers. So the committee will spend some time. Honorable Alomiza Enos is also on a committee, and two other lawmakers will be added later on. The committee will spend some time calling the lawmakers individually. So we'll make 72 or 73 calls to the lawmakers individually, then we'll deal with them collectively. The reason why I mentioned the Senate in passing because you know you have a bicameral, like I said earlier. Anything done by the senators now will not go into law until the House can also pass on to the instrument. So they work together. One cannot work in exclusion of the other. So we'll meet the senators and try to talk to them because they have caucuses. Now, the county caucuses include senators and representatives. So if you meet a home county senator, for example, or a Monserrato senator, then you could convene a meeting of the Monserrato lawmakers that also include representatives. You see where the senators are important. So we'll be meeting the legislative.
You are trying to put me in a serious problem. I'm not saying they are not there. You and I know how important they are. Yes, but I'm saying the problem for me is actually with the 43 lawmakers who have not been listening to anybody in recent time. That's because that's where the hard work you have to do. You have to start with there.
We are entering this thing as peacemakers, okay?
Okay.
And you cannot break up peace by saying this group intransigent, this group bad, this the good guys and bad guys. No, you can't do that as a peacemaker because then nobody will listen to you. So for the media, you can find the good guys and the bad guys, but for the special legislative former lawmaker committee that will be intervening, as far as we are concerned, the 72 or 73 lawmakers are good adherents, they are peace-loving people.
And I am also not saying they are bad, but these are the people. I'm not casting blame on anybody to say, oh, the other person here, the other group not good or they are bad. But the issue here is these are the people. They are in majority, and if you they are in majority, and they are asking the speaker to resign. They want him to be removed. So you have to be realistic. You have a lot of work to do with them. Let's be frank. I know you are a peacemaker, but you have to be realistic. You have a lot of work to do with them than any other group. For me, that's how I see it. But I know you are going to use all of your techniques or your experiences and your expertise to ensure that.
Let me just say this thing, Magdalene. Only lawmakers can speak lawmakers' language. Okay.
But that's why you are in a position to do that. But I'm doing my own job now.
That's why we are going to meet them. There will be no journalists involved when we are meeting them. We will meet them as a group. We don't want to do anything outside of the legislature during the official working hours.
Okay.
Our meetings will be announced. So right after the meeting, we'll brief the press on the spot and tell them the progress that we are making. But for now, I would not like to talk, too much in depth.
Okay.
You will have the number of the chairman maybe tomorrow or day after to be able to speak to him. And if I may say, Professor Eddie Jua, who chairs this special committee, were also a part of the comprehensive peace accord.
Okay. So you guys also experienced people on it.
He was one of the representatives of the New Deal movement in Accra that the comprehensive peace accord that got us.
Oh, okay. Meaning you got. I have explicit confidence in this team. And I know you're going to settle a lot of you're going to settle this issue. You're going to be on record for your intervention. But was this group just organized or birth because of this ongoing crisis we have at the lower house?
Well, a lot of people don't know we have the Association of Former Elected and Served Legislators. Okay, the group is called AFES. A lot of us, more than 200-300, we come together. But some of the former lawmakers have like taken Saah. Some are supporting the Speaker Kofa, and some are against, Speaker Kofa. So it cannot be done with the entire 200 or 300 lawmakers, because some of them told us clearly that they support the Speaker, and some of them said that they don't support the Speaker. So we have a group of neutral lawmakers from the association.
Very neutral.
Very neutral, people who have not taken any side to appeal. Let me tell you something. There are consequences for what is going on in the legislature right now.
Sure.
We have issue with the budget. Okay, the budget process will be obstructed. There are specific constitutional provisions that all financial instruments must originate from the House of Representatives. So the budget must start from the House of Representatives. Now, if you have chaos in the House, that means that you cannot even debate the budget, because the budget must start. All financial instruments constitutionally must start from the lower house. So that's the first obstacle. The second obstacle is, we got appropriation of the country money to be made for the executive to expand. We have hospitals here that will be looking up for money. We have schools. We have support to the University of Liberia. There is a complete breakdown of the legislature if we cannot resolve this impasse. And we have a Republican system of government where the three branches, they are equal and coordinated. So a breakdown in one of the three branches could also lead to, a serious problem for the other. Now, we are volunteering to make peace.
Okay.
We have now been called into this issue by Speaker Kofa or by the other black, to come. We have not been called by President Pueka as former lawmakers to intervene. We have not been called by the Chief Justice or anybody in government.
Yeah, so what
if the environment is peaceful,
mm-hmm.
even though we are in private sector, when the environment is peaceful, it will also bring peace to the country. We too will thrive. We too will survive in a peaceful society, peaceful environment. That's our interest.
Yeah, but you put it right, and I was just about to tell you that you might be. People might say that you've been giving some huge sum of money to go on doing this. This intervention. Just expect that it will definitely come up. You might appear on other platforms, even. Other platforms, and definitely you will hear it. Thank God you have been around for some time, and yes, but you cannot just shy away. You cannot get away from it. It's actually going to come up.
Even ECOWAS was accused. The United Nations have been accused. Even Jesus Christ were accused. Once you decide to make peace, people will accuse you. But I don't know who will give you money for making peace. People will give you money to take side. If somebody wanted to give us money, they will give us money to take a particular side. Nobody will give you money to be in the middle and try to resolve a conflict. No, you're not paid for that. So we just want to do that in the interest of our country. But we have very thick skin. We will take whatever we come at us. But at the end of the day, we know what to tell Speaker Fanatic Kofa, and we'll also know what to tell the people on the other side. We know the messages that they can understand, and we take the message.
And Chief, I like the way you are bragging. And it's like based on your intervention, things are going to actually settled. I really like the way you are bragging because of your expertise.
John Dobo, how you call that musician? Or some musician.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, and Dobo.
Yeah, instead sometimes you're looking for the catfish in the Atlantic Ocean when the catfish is right in the little dirty water behind your window. So you're looking at ECOWAS, you're looking at the United Nations, you're looking at President Pueka, you're looking at the Supreme Court. The solution to this crisis may just be with former lawmakers who understand the dialectics and the dynamism of legislative politics. We bring that experience. Look, I led the group to defend Mr. Edwin Snow a few years ago when the majority black decided to remove him. And I listened to the grievances of the majority black. You
supported him, and still he was removed. So
yeah, I'm trying to give you my experience. So I listened to the majority black at the time. Some of the grievances at the time are still the grievances today. I'm just giving you an example of I'm just giving you resign. I'm just giving you some of the example of some. I'm giving you more reasons why we understand the terrain.
Okay.
And why we can resolve the crisis. Like I said, I will text you, Chairman Professor Evan Jua number, so maybe he will be able to give a better explanation, than I'm doing now. But our role now is just about peace. We'll talk to Saah A and we'll talk to Saah B. I don't want to say who right, who wrong, but at the end of the discussion, there will be a common ground.
Okay, so you have I'm gonna see three signatories here. Three, yes, three. So where are the other members? How many are you?
Professor Jua is the chairman and the secretary of Alomiza Ino, former lawmaker, is the co-chairman, so that's the leadership there. And after the first one or two meetings, we'll be able to have broader meetings where we invite the press with dozens of former lawmakers. Of course, it must be former lawmakers who have no specific interest in either of the side. It's a rare of a former lawmaker to take a side, but this committee will not take a side. We will remain neutral and we'll try to find peace. Peace is all we need. The lawmakers must understand that we elected them to provide jobs for the Liberian poor. We elected them to have better social services. We elected them to pass a budget that will improve the living condition of civil servants. We elected them to have roads, electricity, and water in our country. We elected them to have more budgetary support to the University of Liberia and subsidy to private universities. We elected them for the betterment of the Liberian people. And we are going to appeal to them because we don't have any power now over them. But we have the ability to appeal to them. So we'll be begging them. If we meet with the lawmakers, I will be prepared on camera to go on my knees and talk to both sides to say, please, gentlemen, please, Liberians are looking at you guys. Please work together. Pass the budget in the interest of Liberian people. Make good laws that will benefit the children, the women of this country. That's our concern.
Okay.
This concern is not for anybody or against anybody.
All right, but is this the same group that during the elections you had this kind of, you had this resolution when a person, I mean a lawmaker, goes against what he or she.
We had a resolution that when elected we would have.
Yes, it almost. Tell me a little bit about it, but I don't know who all signed up to that, because I just got reminded, when I received that you're putting people together again to intervene in what's actually happening.
That was our platform. We pushed out as an agenda that if elected or when elected. And we were not elected. The folks that were elected, they have their own agenda. Maybe they don't believe in what we believe in at the time. So when you go to a campaign, you carry a platform. I mean, your platform dies with you if you don't win, or it lives with you if you win. So the question now should go to the guys that are currently in the legislature as to what they will do with their benefit. But I don't have much interest in that now. Let Liberian people decide that. I'm not concerned.
No, the one that has to do with impeachment. I just want you to bring me up to speed with that.
The impeachment?
Yeah, you said when a person who's, a lawmaker, I don't know whether you remember your own resolution, because I think it should be
the resolution I'm telling you about. We agreed that once elected, we would have put on the floor a resolution to reduce the salary and benefit of lawmakers. But let us not mix the campaign platform with what we're talking about.
I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying. I'm only trying to trying to remind you whether it is the same group that was
I don't think Professor Jua even contested his own election.
Okay.
He did not contest. So it's a mix of even Alomiza Inos, the co-chair representative, former lawmaker, did not even contest.
Okay.
So there's a group of senior citizens.
All right. Thank you. Experience want to.
Citizens, former lawmakers deciding to meet our people and appeal to them. Since we were there, we understand the language. Hopefully they will listen to us. That's the key.
Okay, Chief. I wish I was a former lawmaker who would have joined you guys. I like to make peace.
Look, thanks for having me. I will text you the number of the chairman, Professor Evan Jua, and then maybe you'll talk to him some other time.
So let me appreciate you and the rest of the team. This is actually welcoming. I've always been looking out to see whether a group will come out. Maybe people have been doing it on the ground, But since you have come out, let me give you all of the, let me give you all of the, let me bring all of the praises on you. I want to say thank you.
And
Even
I also want to say thank you to Truth FM. Thank you.
But wait, let me finish talking my own attorney. Tell me, yeah. All right, Chief. It was good having you on.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
We cry for peace. In this name.
Former lawmaker, they may say they oh, Liberia. So we'll be yes, we'll be looking up to the concerned lawmakers who have served Liberia to find solutions to the ongoing crisis at the lower house. Okay, so let's now join our Southeastern analyst, Honorable Rashford Gardiner.
For my title, I don't know. But yes, I'm here, and it's a pleasure being with you as usual.
Yes, sir. It's good to have you on because you are doing an honorable thing by informing our people from every other time, informing our people what's actually happening there in the southeastern part of Liberia, to be specific, Maryland County. And yes, that's honorable. So I don't think you have to become a lawmaker of whole high position in government before we can call you honorable.
Okay.
So thanks for your service. And so how's the road condition?
Well, from all indications, for the last 2+ weeks, there's been some good sunshine, and this means basically an automatic, or should I say semi-automatic fix of the road. So we got the road much more pliable, even though they are, according to drivers who are coming in to Maryland, even though there are still some big holes and glitter-like formations on the road, but still it's dried up mostly, and the guys who would be the contractors are starting to do some work on the road. Now, this should mean a reduction in the prices of basic commodities. However, is apparently not going to be immediate, because perhaps the guys would argue that they, brought their goods in when there were challenges. Remember, we had rough seas, which meant that the bringing in goods by ship was a challenge. So because the boats are small, they avoided coming. Remember, we had the overflow of the Kavala River.
Mm-hmm.
This meant that the ferry had to be grounded, and also the challenges on the road. So, but yet still, some people managed to have gotten their goods in. Some braved the storm, and we came with some goods one way or another. And the sad part about it is they had hyped up their old stock before they ran out of the old stock. They started to hype and hoard. So that didn't go down well. Unfortunately, the Ministry of Commerce in Maryland County, we're not seeing much of their activities, to try to regulate, especially uh, goods which have caps on them, like rice and gasoline, for example. So that is that, and they like maintain the same price, as when they hacked them, and so
Okay, so we have with us the station manager of Classic FM, who have been filing in reports over the period of time. I mean, he's been doing it with all of the passion you know about or you think about in this world. And it's good to have you on State of the Nation once again.
It's a pleasure, Magdalene. Hope you're doing great.
Yes, I'm doing great. We actually miss your voice, and I don't know where you've been over the period of time. Where you been?
No, just like we managing. We are trying to adjust with the prevailing situation. So
Which prevailing situation?
the
What?
current situation it's about the daily also. So sometimes I'm
Okay.
very tired and busy, and so I have not been able to make my rounds on the show. But
Mhm.
there's a show that will continue to help the process and
Yes.
that great people on a daily basis.
Thank you, and just know that you even if somebody cannot say thank you to you, God sees your effort, and He's going to bless you, and he's going to do it even when your mind is not even there, because I've heard a lot. I mean, most of my colleagues who work with community radio stations or community radios, they will always raise the issue, why you cannot have a category where we as some point we can be able to win. I know we can be able to compete, or to see whether we can those in the rural areas too can be appreciated. I saw your post.
I took a back that the
Okay.
National Broadcaster Association had award, and we didn't have anyone from the community radio category winning or anyone from the community radio sector.
Uh-huh.
And we made the greatest sacrifices in terms of informing, educating our people. We become the first line of contact if anything happening, like in the counties.
Yeah.
Less than 20% of the country's population listen to national radio station. The community radio station is for the first source of information for people in the counties, and they trust the local voice because they think that it's about the community, and when you hear on the local radio station, they try to believe and trust that information. So what we do as community radio are mostly voluntary work, and we do that with parts and with the station, because you know that most community radio broadcasters don't earn salary. So it's all about the sacrifice we make, and we are passionate in doing what we do. And maybe God will see us through one day.
Yes, yeah, that's just my point. When I sit here, when I don't speak with you guys from across the country, I feel like something is leaving me, because we have the people over there in those areas who wake up in the morning, we don't know what actually happening over there, and you bring us out of the happiness. It may not be everything 100%, but you inform us. You know exactly, my people. What the orange say? You're not trying me. I thought I recharge. All right. So it almost like something. Some part of me is missing when I don't hear from you guys from across the country. On a serious note, and you guys are doing wonderful. Usually in March when we are celebrating women, I tell women across the country, wherever I'm invited to speak or whatever platform I sit on, I tell you, not because you are not on the billboard or in a newspaper or in a magazine or wherever, meaning you are not working. It means that your time has not come yet for you to be recognized. That is just it. And I tell them, I use that time to motivate them. It's not about where you are or what you do. I mean, how it's not about where you are, but what you do, the kind of sacrifices you make. And I mean, use this time to award you, to award all of my editors. And I wish you all the best and continue to do what you are doing, because you are exceptional in doing what you are doing. So tell us what actually happened with the yes, I'm sorry, yes, I'm very so emotional right now. When I saw your post, I was like, oh my god, what's actually happening? But anyway, I want to appreciate you so much. So tell us about the man who was stabbed to death in Calcutta. I saw that on Facebook, and I mean, I was so confused.
On Saturday evening, there were graduations across Calcutta. People leave from different parts of the country to grace the graduation of their loved ones and their friends and relatives. So it was in the case of Saturday when this young man, 20 years of age, identified as Michael Freeman, Michael Bless Freeman, along with his relatives and his sisters and brothers that come to grace the graduation of one of their relatives in a community called Pele Community. The Pele Community is located on the outskirts of Calcutta, on the a bit on the outskirts of Calcutta, on the Firestone 14 route. So they have come from that particular community where they had the graduation, and they passed through a community called Town towards New Calcutta. But this certain place here have been famous to a lot of gang activities over time.
Okay.
This is a steep hill, a steep hill that runs through these two communities, but usually at night it becomes very dangerous because it's a swamp on both ends of the road, and there's no light in between there, and there's no street light in between, so it's very dark at night. So they were far enormous, accordingly walking on the board with this group. The gang group was six men or boys, young men. And in an apparent attempt to take the Bluetooth headphone belonging to Marcus, but one of the guys, Marcus resisted. Why do you want to take my Bluetooth? And they got into confrontation, and he used a sharp instrument.
Oh my God.
Scissors. Because what they do is they dislocate the joint of the scissors and they make it single. So it's most time they use it very big scissors. They can buy it and they dislocate it, and it becomes just single and long like that. So I'm told that he might use scissors or screwdriver to juke Marco, and accordingly he juked his neck, passes through a vocal cord.
Amen.
Yeah. And when he juked Marco, the five other persons were confused because there were two boys with three girls. So the one guy with the boys and with the girls, boy with the girls could not go after those who did the thing, and they all got confused in order to give him emergency care to take him to the hospital, and they tied his neck. Imagine someone who bleeding, and because the tense bleeding, he also had to tie his neck in order to take him to the hospital. And when they carried him to the first hospital, that's a backward center, the nurses there could not contain the situation, so they transferred them to the Calcutta Health Center. And when they got there again, they could not contain the situation. So imagine people suddenly stood by and watched the young man strangulate and fought to death.
Oh.
So he bled profusely. At the end of the day, he died. and at the Kakata Center, because it happened at 7:30. So between 7:30 to 10:30, it was when they were trying to see as to whether they could help to resuscitate him, to give him to emergency medication or treatment, but it did not work until he died. And this issue has actually raised serious alarm because the level, the waves of burglary, the waves of criminals hijacking people in the street, they tend to be increasing, especially towards the festive season. So these are becoming more concerning. And you might also recall that the recent jailbreak also caused problem because you are now have all of those who broke jail arrested. So it means that the community it's in a very serious trouble, and they are pleading for more security support in terms of helping to curb the high rate of crime. And so as a result of that, the police are being on the manhunt, and they have to arrest this young man yesterday. I'm told that he was arrested.
The alleged perpetrator?
Yeah, he was arrested after escorting the scene when he did the act. So the police arrested him yesterday afternoon.
How many years old?
And he is also in his 20s, but we are not getting about data or the detail from the police yet. But they identify him as Wakari. And so the police are trying to get the details of why it happened, because all we know initially is they were staffed for help, but the police detailed investigation will tell us as to whether it was actually helpful or probably there were different motives in which the young men used to commit to commit such crime against a friend. So we had to establish the more detail of what might happen, but the police are investigating him since he was arrested yesterday.
Okay, Emmanuel, how is the city of Kakata? Is it Kakata this afternoon or Cat City?
It's not Kakata, not Cat City, so it's in between. But relatively, Kakata is doing good.
In terms of sanitation, waste management.
Yeah, the new city mayor has done a lot in trying to maintain the sanitation sanitary condition of the city. Now, if you will rate Kakata, will be rated one of the cleanest city in Liberia.
What? No. Emmanuel, you're joking. I mean, a few months ago, you were saying Kakata is one of the dirtiest cities in Liberia.
Kakata was so congested that you could not walk on a pedestrian walkway. You could not easily make phone calls in the streets. But for now, the streets are so clear. You can make phone calls, you can walk without you being bumped into someone. And it's so good. I hope you had time to visit Kakata and maybe
extend your invitation. Let me see where I can credit gas to come.
You'll be impressed of how Kakata look. And anyone listening to the radio who have passed through Kakata in a few days can attest that it's on par. And kudos to the police, the newly assigned police commander. He's been here less than 90 days. I think not more than 90 days now, and he's been here. Patrick Kumasu. And this police officer, accordingly, who have been assigned in real life for some years, and he went to the UN mission in Sudan, and he back and he took assignment to the National Police Authority assigned in Kakata. He has been instrumental in working along with the city mayor, Reverend Elise Banawosibo, and both of them have been instrumental in helping to shift and Kakata, because Kakata has been rated as one of the most deadly places in Liberia, but now the story has is gradually changing, and Kakata is getting on path. And if this continues, it means Kakata will be one of the best cities in Liberia in terms of its sanitary condition that is fast improving than ever before.
Okay, oh, but they say when you press the white chicken.
Yeah, that's the problem now. So I hope they sustain the gains. And I hope they sustain again. And everyone prayer. But on the other hand, business people have said that they have their businesses are not running and their reduction in their sales because usually people who traveling have to stop by and rush to the shop or buy something on the side. But now the regulation says that cars are going to park in the street.
Okay.
All cars have to park off the road at the very parking lot.
That's it.
So if you have a car parking in the street, you will be issued a ticket. So now this means it's difficult for people just to park at any time, anywhere in Canada. So this is caused some serious regulation, and according to the business people, the regulation also affected their business. And Magdalene, before I leave you, you know that the U.S. rate against the Liberian dollar is gradually dropping because they are almost, according to what we've been told, the local currency scarcity has hit the market. And this is strange. In other years, coming towards the festive season, there will be even more Liberian dollar chasing a few US dollar, but now this season towards the festive season in November this year, you have now the local currency now going getting more value over the foreign currency. Now the rate stands here between 175 to 180. And it depends where you go. And some people got their own rate. Some places you go, they say 170. Some places they go, they say 180, some places 182. But the rate at most places is not more than 185. And this is actually causing problem for a lot of people who think that they want for money who is not coming. But because this is happening, and the people who selling the commodities, the rights, the other thing, they still holding it at the same level in the local currency. They still selling the rest for 3,400, and most places 3,400, and other places 3,450. Instead of the price reducing in order to align with the current exchange rate, they stay high in Liberian dollars. And I think that's one thing the government need to take note of, because once the rate drop, it must affect the commodities that have been sold, that were previously sold in certain prices in Liberian dollars. For the prices in US dollar could remain the same, but the prices in Liberian dollar have to drop in order to commensurate with the exchange rate.
That's the word. Yes, that's just the word right there. It should commensurate with the goods as well. All right, so yes, you drop the LD, then it still stands as what yeah, I mean Liberia as well. Too many things are happening, and it getting us confused all of the time. But I think what you think should be done right now?
The minister of commerce have to come to make some pronouncement, because if not, it means that the business people will exploit the ordinary people who are the struggling masses. Because most of these people, they probably work for as tappers on local plantations, and they get the money to spend and to buy their basic commodities. And the price in US dollar has dropped. So at the end of the day, they have to probably pay extra money in order to buy some of the commodities. Take, for example, the guy selling the scratch car. If you want to buy a scratch car in US dollar as the rate has dropped, they will ask you to be a private $100 or $150.
Yes.
Yeah. So how can I go buy a car that is $5 US and I carry $5 there? I have to extra money.
No, but that has been going on, and that has been going for that scenario. It has been going on when you
practice.
Okay.
So now as the rate has dropped, if you went to buy $5 cards, they will ask you either 150 we're going to rate, either 100 we're going to rate now is 185, 180. It depends the rate. So they will ask you the
extra, yeah, Liberian dollars.
On a month to buy the card. So why about the card being sold in $5? The card is not being sold in Liberian dollar. If I can $5 to buy $5 card, what you are extra money. So there's some of the unwholesome things happening with some of the business practices in the country. And I think the Ministry of Commerce and the people responsible for pricing must be here to regulate some of them.
Yeah, there should be price control. Yeah, there should be price control, because for that it has been actually been having it has been going on. It has been happening. You find out, you go back card $5, especially for the card, and they will ask you to add some amount on it, especially when you want. They'll tell you to add 150 on it when you
and they buy those cards in US dollars. So why are you asking people who also want to buy the card in US dollars to add extra money?
Oh no, okay, let me make this clear. When you are buying it, the card, the $5 card, you pay the $5. When you are buying it dollar, that's when you add a 150 to it. Yes, so I don't know how to do their calculation, but it's a little bit confusing.
Well, that's still no different, Magdalene, because they say $5 card being sold $5.
Fair enough.
One is the whole unit of $5, that's the $5 card. If you went to buy $10 card, it's $10 card. One is the whole unit of $10, or it's a division of two $5, that would be the same $5 card. Because they go buy the same cards in US dollar at the same price. So the people selling the card, those cards, Orange and other merchants helping them to sell those cards, are not selling those cards in the US dollar. They are not selling those cards in
Liberian dollars, no.
In US dollar.
Yeah.
So another customer who can buy US dollar for a retailer should have consideration that you go and buy the card in US dollar, and another person trying to buy the card in US dollar should not be an issue.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's some kind of unfair business practice in our country.
Yeah, and we've just got here so adjusted to these things, and sometimes you feel okay. Let me just adapt to it, and let me just move on. But it's very unfair, and we hope that those who are in charge should take control, should have some control. Even when the Ministry of Transport release various price for certain destination, we should all go by it. People, I mean, sometimes they'll say, oh no, that for the other group of people, or for the other people, not for us. There should be some control, and people should, when the ministry comes out with it, they should enforce it. They should not just say it and leave it, but they should do some follow-ups. Thank you so much for the information this afternoon.
Thank you. All the best.
Okay. Okay, I receive from my Rebecca. Hi, sis Fina. Please allow me call you now to tell you some good things about Kakata. Thanks. Okay, so today we will not go to River Cess, we will not go to Bomi and the other counties, but we will have to take calls right now. Yes, Sarah Fanshiat, our River Cess correspondent, is following this afternoon. He's watching from River Cess County, and Usma as well is also following. Usman is following too as well, and Ken Washington, you keep sending me messages. You get me distracted. Yes. How you doing, Ken Washington? Yeah, Christopher Selle, my boss, is doing well. He's good, but he's out doing one or two stuff right now. He's unable to be on today. So I want to give you the opportunity to call and yes, call and what you have to say concerning all what we've discussed and including, well, if you want to touch what's happening currently at the House of Representatives, yeah, you can go about. This is something that we'll always be talking about and how we can resolve. You earlier heard Ambassador Rufus Newville concern who are the concerned former legislators who have put themselves together to ensure that I know they speak peace, they smoke the peace pipe, what's about the ongoing crisis at the lower house because it's concerning, it's everybody's business. It's not with a certain group of people. So somebody may be saying, why do people say they want proof? Yeah, all right, former, you're going to sit down one place. No, they're not going to sit down one place. They're going to be inside, and we hope and it all goes well. We want the very best of Liberia, and too many things have been placed on hold, and we want our people to listen. Yes, we want our people to listen. The people they are all representing want them to listen as well. Yes, we want them to listen. So um let the right thing be done. Let the right thing be done. And we hope that those who have the expertise to get to the bottom of what's actually happening, they can go about doing it. The concerned legislators who have served former and they served and now they want to intervene with their fellow, I would say fellow lawmakers who are currently at the lower house and including ECOWAS as well, who also want to intervene, and that's why we we have to we have to we as a country, we should know that this is very important, very 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 important, and this matter should be laid to rest. When I mean it should be laid to rest, I'm not saying people who have grievances, they should just, oh yeah, you go sit down one place. No. Um, but we want the right thing to be done. We want um we want out of us, we want everyone to to respect our constitution. We should not only have our constitution and we'll be doing something else. That's why every time people say, oh, like bro, got good laws, we got good policies in our book, but I mean it's not just possible. So T Wonoke could not come on time. He's late and he's asking for tomorrow. Yes, he's asking for tomorrow. So we're hosting on tomorrow. And Mr. Gabriel Williams is already in studio, but I would like to take calls of 5 minutes. And now you can place in your call. Yeah, you can place in your call to 0777253819. Just to inform you, the Labrador Marathon registration will be ending on the 17th of will be ending on the 17th of November, and the race is going to be on the 24th of November. But I will bring you more. I will talk about that before I can sign up. So you can place in your call to 0777285961. You can place in your call to 0777285961. So while we await call, yes, yeah. So 0777285961 will give you a few minutes to place in your call if you want to participate. You want to contribute to whatever we've discussed. You can go about calling right now, at least a minute. Let me take the first caller, and let's stick to the discussion. And yeah, hello.
Martina, how are you today?
I'm good, Mama.
Hey, thank you so much. This is Rebecca Young. You just read.
Okay, go on, please.
Yes, thank you very much. This is my what my no lie. Yesterday I walked through the streets of Canada and I was pressing our new system major. Yes, I was it's in order and working hard. The streets of the city is clean.
Okay.
Very, very clean.
Yeah, because we've been so concerned every time over the period of time. I mean, I'll call Emmanuel and ask him how is the issue of the waste management in Kakata, and every time he reported, it actually pierced my heart because yeah, I mean, everybody deserves to live in clean environment. And if you read Article 20 of the Liberian Constitution, it tells you the right to life. By extension, you should live in clean environment because if you don't, it's a serious threat to your health. All right, y'all think you now y'all gonna pick what so we can celebrate Mary Becca. Okay. Oh, okay. That's good.
Even last week, second part of last week, I went to transfer business somewhere. Somebody told me a million was on the just from the plastic. And one of the places said, Mama, please take your plastic. Only my plastic is here. Also, let me say, go in your account for him to clean this place for us, which should be an example.
Okay.
Someone said that you be the one to set the example.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so much. He said that brother was killed. Yes, while on my way to Canada, on the testing with two sisters that were going, they are to the bank. She gone to Ghana on the wedding ceremony.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything, yeah? All right. Okay, okay, my Rebecca. Yeah, when you know that my Rebecca call for you. Yeah, hello. Hey, my brother, how you doing? So you are sending invitation for me to come to Kakata. You are ready for me? Wow. Yeah. Oh.
With the support of those power in the city.
Wow.
So they now the police station and see something that police was erected. After they be corrected. All the police officers, all the have to live on time. The all after their car. All now will take all that car and left them on.
Wow.
Come and see to the farm. I'm out to the government. Because you have no power for the police or to be fighting over left and one place or another place to reduce the crime when it cuts out. One of the behavior and see the no place of the former behavior. I people are cancer over here in campus. I want to see the dormitory. Today our children will have them go over there. I want to see how the dormitory are around here. I want to see by yourself. I want to see the system. We're going to see our parents everywhere and those who are everywhere.
Okay.
Our leader do everything possible. That everyone is keeping those who are operating that cannot be to set the budget and power. And whatever
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll take at least 2 more calls. Yeah, hello. Ah, yes. When you want to say 1 minute per caller. Okay, hello. Yes, sir. Yeah, go on, Chief. You got 10 more seconds, though. Yeah, hello. Yes, sir. Oh, Clarence. Yeah, Chief, how you doing? Okay. Okay, so sharp. I think other people too can copy him. So yeah, please help me with the mayor's number so we can try to host him. What are some of the strategies he put in place that those strategies are working? Maybe other people can do the same. Yeah, hello. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So because because now they say so they should just go about to resign, right? So because yeah, Frank. So I want also because they're happy in the past, we should just allow it to happen now and just flow because it happened before, so it can also happen now. You worry, or don't add your credit finishing. Okay. You one person. So we're not taking calls again. We're going straight now to our yeah, sorry, we're not taking calls again, Aloysius. Yeah, Chief, it's good to have you on. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your patience so much. We'll have to listen to our call as well. Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon to you.
Good morning, Magdalene. From my end is around 8 o'clock here, going to 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's also refreshing to hear the phone calls from these places, especially the first call. The reception was kind of low, But the phone call from one of those places where the woman was complaining about the dirt, that was in their environment, considering the health implications of those kinds of things. So it's refreshing to hear from other parts of the community around the country and those kinds of things. So thank you for allowing me to be on this afternoon.
Okay, so we go straight there. I think I'm sorry. You can see Victoria Williams on the other side of the studio. Yes,
Yeah, I see
she's
someone. My last
yeah,
namesake, Victoria Williams. How you doing, man?
she's Victoria Williams, and you are Gabriel Williams. So I'm thinking whether you are related to her or
That's what I was
I don't
just
know.
saying. You never
Okay,
know. It's a small world.
you never to be a family
Yeah.
member here.
So hello, Victoria. How you doing?
I mean, okay, so I mean, she's not ready yet. But
Okay.
yeah, when she gets ready, I will know. So
Okay. But
let's
who
go
is
straight.
she? Is she your addition to the program? I just wanted to know.
You said?
I know. I said, who is she? Is she one of the addition to your program as one of the future producers going forward? I just want to know, or is she one of the guests?
Oh, she's one of the interns, and
Oh,
she just joining us, and yeah,
okay.
she's going training. So she's Williams, and you're Williams. So I just decided for her to greet you, but when she gets ready, I will go back to her. But it's good to have you on. I'm going to give you. We got it's 4:46 in Liberia, and we'll be signing up out soon. I just wanted to go into a discussion.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to interrupt. Maybe I might interrupt or
Hmm.
interject, but
Okay.
give me the time to to talk about the appointments that were
Okay.
made by His Excellency, appointment of ambassadors to countries across the world. And what do you have to say? What are your recommendations? What are you? Are these all of these people? Are they do they have the right connections? What are your expectation, or what should we expect from these people? And what's the relationship with Liberia and these countries now? So I mean, you can go about. So I will sit back and I'll give you. I think we have like 16 more minutes to go, and yes, it's all yours.
Thank you so much for affording me this opportunity. And how you didn't say that I'm a diplomat, former diplomat. I worked at the Liberian embassy for about 8 years during the administration of President Selle, and I also have a background in international affairs. I served as a journalism scholar at the United Nations headquarters in New York. So this comes pretty much in my territory. Every government, as in this case, President Walker, it is his constitutional responsibility to appoint ambassadors across to various countries, rather, with which Liberia, has diplomatic relations. So it is in this line that these number of people have been appointed. But some of the appointments, there's a need for us to look at them very carefully. For example, the Liberian ambassador to the United States, the role they got to play, the significance of that embassy, because it is pretty much the lifeblood of our country. So who you send there as ambassador and the diplomatic staff you have there, they will play a very critical role in terms of further cementing the relations between both countries. And then you're taking directive or direction, obviously, from Monrovia, the foreign ministry, and the office of the president. Having said that, let's look at, for example, the appointment of the ambassador to Senegal. I understand that this ambassador, he served in that capacity in the past, and he's retired. He's been retired for several years, and he's someone in his either late 70s or early 80s, and then he's been brought back to go and serve as ambassador to Senegal. Then you also look at Liberia's mission to the United Nations, to which Honorable Louis Brown, it will be his second time, going back to serve in that capacity as Liberia's permanent representative to the United Nations. Ambassador Brown is one of the brilliant minds we have in our country. And there is something about him that makes it, every government that comes along, they will always want to have him, serve in a very good responsibility. And this being no exception. And whether or not you agree with him, he's one of the brilliant minds we have in our country. Having said that, though, this is his second time going back. And I remember the records are there. I haven't seen the media reflect on that since the appointment. Of course, it's just been a few days. That the last time he served at the United Nations, there was some international controversy regarding a vote that was taken, with respect to you that went against, the interests of the United States, our most important traditional ally. We have to understand that in this world, you must go with a team. We are blessed that one of the powers in the world, the United States, we and them, we are tied together by the navel string. I'm not saying whatever they do, everything they do, you do it. But it is critical for our country, to always pivot our, relations alongside of the United States. And it has always been historically. But in this instance, a vote was taken, and that led to a controversy that affected the WIA government. And I recall that Mr. Brown, he ended his tenure in New York, and that situation was one of the major developments surrounding it as to who took the vote and why the vote was taken, and the circumstances surrounding that. That was a major, 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 major international development. Now, you take Mr. Brown and send him back. Mr. Brown has experience in, where he could serve, the ECOWAS in Nigeria, in Abuja, or the African Union. In that way, you are switching things around, switching people around. When you bring him back, and I want to tell you, Magdalene, since this morning when you contacted me, it was around 5 o'clock here in California in the morning. And since 5 o'clock, between 5 to 7 a.m., I was on a conference call to Washington, D.C. I told you about some friends within the inner circle of the Republican Party. After the election on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these people had their first meeting, the African group. Those who are concerned, because everything you got to pivot. These people, it is their niche. How you can bring Africa, how you're going to define Africa in a new political dispensation. As we speak, that colleague and another Liberian who is a lobbyist in Washington, D.C., he just returned over the weekend from Nigeria, and we all had this meeting. They are headed to a meeting in Virginia, where they are beginning to plan the first U.S.-Africa Summit business meeting to pivot the new administration, how they can align. That meeting is taking place at the residence of a Nigerian billionaire. And these Liberians are saying, we are the ones who supposed to be taking charge. But when you have the kind of situation you have in Liberia with all the confusion, it creates So here it is. Liberians are taking charge on this thing. And the meeting already planning. They are going to have a summit, 3-4 day summit in Washington, D.C. before the inauguration next month, in January. The people have begun to plan. Where is Liberia? That's another story, another thing. But let's come back to the UN. And from what I'm hearing, the United States may not look kindly on this appointment, the United Nations appointment. The president needs to look at it very seriously. And I'm telling you, as somebody who got his ear on the ground, they're better. Mr. Brown is very qualified. He can go to other, there are multilateral agencies to which Liberia got membership, the AU, the African Union, or ECOWAS. You could send him to those places, give him his internet, but you bring him back to New York. Now, let us take into consideration also that Liberia is lobbying for a seat as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. And at the time, Liberia made the announcement at this special ceremony, and I have written this glorious article, and you've seen it, Magdalene, the world has read it, about the things that the Liberian government, how great the opportunity was. And I mentioned specifically in the article among the guests, I singled out Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, who attended that event when Liberia's bid was being announced. Without the United States support, you can go to sleep. Liberia not going nowhere on the Security Council. People who vote, they are permanent member. They are permanent member. So what are we doing in our country? Do you expect that these people, they and Mr. I'm being really frank here. They and Mr. Brown, who has voted, somebody who voted against you, you are now going to come and vote because he is the one who's going to take charge on this. Who's going to report to our government and lobby all the other countries. And you expect that they are going to receive him and work with him for Liberia to become a member of the Security Council. This was a shot that you guys have fired and they missed seriously. I think the president needs to correct course, change course. He did that with the War and Economic Crimes Court after there was public outcry on it. And they brought in a new person. So that remains to be seen. I've seen some international support lining up, which is critical. You can't do anything in Liberia, my people, without international support, especially the United States. So what are we talking about? I'm telling you about this U.S.-Africa summit, where our colleagues, my friends, are hoping that Liberia going to play, Liberia going to take the lead, but the Nigerians, that's what the guy told me. Like I told you, they are only a way to Virginia. This meeting is going to take place 1 o'clock, which is just within an hour as we are speaking. The meeting taking place at the home of a Nigerian billionaire. And we with Liberia, we got our people who are leading this thing. And because these people have money, they are organizing themselves to pivot. And we are there. There is confusion. There have been engagements with the Liberian government. And we come to the UN. They say, what recommendation do you have? I know a friend, who is a lawyer here in Washington, D.C., a Liberian, young Liberian. This fellow, I met him at an event, I met him, I was in, oh God. What's wrong with this? Hello? Yeah, I'm sorry for the interruption, calls coming in and stuff. But this guy I'm talking about, I'm not going to name him, but I met him at a ceremony where I went to represent President Selle in Washington, D.C. And a well-known lobbyist who is well-known to Madame introduced me to him, saying, this guy is a lawyer here. This fellow has, a master's degree in international law and business from the prestigious Georgetown University. Are you hearing me? This fellow is well known to President Bouaka and people within his inner circle, especially from the family end, because he supported President Bouaka. Well, I think it was the last visit of the president. He went to meet him privately. And they met because I saw some pictures on his Facebook page. I didn't comment on it, but I called him. He said, oh, yes, I met with the president, and he gave me some idea. He had expressed interest in the United Nations position. He had also expressed, giving his experience where he would come. Where you hear about Liberia trying to renegotiate agreements, fire-swing agreement, this international agreement, someone with experience in international law. The fellow went recently and provided his resume to them. He has expressed interest. But what do? They are in Liberia, recycling. I can tell you off the bike. This appointment is detrimental. And this old man that he took from retirement, we understand here on the connection, in the foreign ministry, whatever. Our people should stop this. They should stop it. They should. What happened to all the young brains? You got, take for example, people like Dr. Clarence Moneyba. Where is he? Who was a minister of state during I think we're our portfolio. During President Selle's time, since the election, that young man, many other brilliant minds, they are out there. Why are they not bringing them in? Why are we doing this to ourselves? These decisions, they are detrimental to the interests of our country. I can tell you that off the bat. And the Americans may not look kindly on this kind of appointment. I can tell you off the bat. I told you, I just had a conference call this morning. People, and the new administration coming, like I told you, there's an U.S. Africa summit that they are planning 3-4 days before the inauguration. The people are going to the meeting now, they are planning. Why our people in Liberia are going to sleep? They contacting them, no contact, no this, and some of the people who are involved in it, they know them. Why are we doing this to ourselves? We are shooting ourselves in the foot, and it's going to hurt us down the line. I can tell you that. So I needed to express that. You want me to keep going on? I'm not hearing you, Magdalene. I'm not hearing you.
I'm sorry. I muted myself because I wanted to
Okay,
get you
now I can
started.
hear you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
I
did you
said
hear me when I was talking? Did I come up
yes,
there? Good.
yes.
Okay.
I heard everything, and
Okay.
asking the executive to be very careful with appointments because
Yes.
these appointments, if you are not careful, they have the propensity to shoot you in your legs. So
Thank you.
to shoot you in the legs, or sometimes we shoot ourselves in the leg by some of the appointments. But the president, being the president who has all of the powers to go on and make appointments, that is it. So we want to say thank you for thanks for that's your opinion, and is this platform respects your opinion as well. And even if we had the time to open the lines to interact with our fellow compatriots, they too could have had some different views concerning what you said or concerning the appointment of the president. So we will not go into it today. Maybe day after we will have to talk about it more, because these are people who are representing us outside there, and they should have all of the qualities. They should have all of the connections. Liberia should be represented adequately in other countries, and that would it would be of serious good to our country. Our Hassan Conte, Ambassador Designated United States of America, our Genevieve Kennedy, Ambassador Designated United Kingdom, Tigo Yole, Ambassador Designated of France, Edward Alberton, Ambassador Designated Japan, Brahima Kaba, Ambassador Designated Kuwait, Mohammed Khanen, Ambassador Designated Qatar, Ala Sila, Ambassador Designated Senegal, Joseph Johnson, Ambassador Designated Morocco, Musu J. Ruo, Ambassador Designated Ghana. I hope I'm getting it. Louis Brown, Ambassador Designated Liberia Permanent Mission in in New York. That's USA right there. So yes, and he also said other appointments shall be announced as diplomatic agreements are received. So there are other appointments that will be made based on the diplomatic agreement. So that's it. I want to say thank you so much. We may talk more of this and other trending national issues on Wednesday if you have the time. And I will extend the invitation to you and see whether you have the time to also chip in. And then we'll expand on it and also give our audience or our audiences the opportunity to place in calls and express themselves as you are doing right now.
I'll be available on Wednesday, because my work schedule permits that. So I'll be
Okay.
all ears on Wednesday and look forward to seeing you where we can go over a number of these things. And maybe between now and Wednesday, there might be some changes. So
Okay.
we just hope
Yeah, but
everything goes
I
well.
already thinking, yeah, man, I already wanted you to serve in one of those positions, though. Yeah,
Pardon me?
yeah. Our former senior diplomat.
But guess what, though? When I was in Washington, D.C., to bring this on a personal note, let me just say, when I was serving in Washington, D.C., even the apartment that I live in as a Liberian diplomat, because of coming on your program and other writings that was critical of the we are government, don't you remember that they refused to pay the rent arrears that people took me to court? And, up to now, that matter has not been settled. I shipped
Wow.
my
So
things. Yes,
you say
my
only
vehicle,
that in the U.S.
$8,000 worth of things, including my personal things. The shipper seized everything because I couldn't pay. The government refused to pay. That case is
Oh,
even the current government. So with these kinds of criticisms, when they came newly, there were people who were open to help me in the
okay.
president's office. But even now, when I call, nobody wants to pick up the phone. And I have all this debt. I have lawyer right the Liberian government to say, look, I have legal friends who pro bono to seek my interest. The case is at the mansion now. So with these kinds of things, it doesn't help me. But God will be there some way, somehow. So the idea of a
Okay.
position, I never advocated for any position in government
All
from
right.
President Selle's time. In fact, President Selle prevailed on me to go to Washington, D.C. I didn't want to go there. And it is a public record, yes, because I wanted to stay in country, haven't been away for so long. So I went there, struggle, help the country, and then they don't want to pay me the money. I'm struggling here, trying to get my money to settle the court case. So it's in front of them. So the idea they even pay me here, drug opposition, I just brought it up so that so that you know why it is. They ain't
Yeah,
pay
I
me.
mean,
I'm struggling for the
it's
money.
so sad, Chief. It's so sad, and we have to talk more of this and even call the attention of the president. So thank you so much. We'll see you on Wednesday.
It's my
Victoria is here.
pleasure.
Please unmute Victoria, and she wants to say hi to you. This is Victoria Williams. You are
Okay.
Gabriel Williams. Maybe you are related to her. And
Well, you never
yeah,
know.
Victoria,
Let
how
me
you
find.
doing? You see,
Fitra, how you
Yeah, I'm
doing?
doing pretty good, and you?
I'm doing well. What part of let me say Basel. Let me. Where are you from? Where is your Williams from?
I hail from Cleveland, Maryland County.
Thank you. There's another people. People always call me the thing. I'm from Maryland. There are many people.
but the way sometimes you speak,
People think I'm from Maryland. A lot of people, they'll ask me personally because there's a Williams family there. You got a Williams family in Basel, Grand
okay,
Basel. Then the
all
Williams in
right.
Maryland. Then you have the Mason in Basel, and you have the Mason in Sino. Those kinds of things.
Okay. All right, Chief. Thank you so much. That's Victoria Williams, and we can
Yes.
talk off air. Then you will get to know
Yes.
everything about
Thank you very much. The best
her. Okay.
wishes to
So,
you guys.
all
Wednesday.
right. Okay,
Okay.
Chief. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye. Bye.
Victoria, we have to go. Victoria, we have to go.
Yeah, I sat back watching the show, especially hearing that good news from Kakata. I'm impressed.
You impressed?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Don't be too impressed.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So we'll make all of the necessary something out. But it was good having you on today. Thank you. Okay.